The whisper, the faint whisper, so quiet I couldn't hear her. Speaking from within my heart, she was a whisper, drowned out by the noises of my surrounding peers, telling me lies to my ears, then made me give in to my fears. Until one day, the whisper, she spoke loud to me. I asked God to take me on a spiritual journey, and the woman I was meant to be whispered to me, "Cut your hair." I said I would never dare. No, not my long, luscious hair that would blow freely in the air when the wind passed by, draped down, covering my face and my eyes. My security from the world so no one would get a good look at who I was. The whisper, she whispered, "Cut your hair." And one day, without hesitation, I did what I said I would never dare. I sat down in the stylist chair, wrote myself a letter to make myself feel better. I was letting the damage go and making room for better things to grow. And as I finished reading that letter, the stylist took her shears, and I had no choice but to overcome my fears. As my long, luscious hair fell lifelessly to the floor, and for the first time, I didn't care. The whisper, she whispered, "Let the damage go, it's time to grow." Smiling from ear to ear, I didn't even shed a tear. I felt the chains break. I was no longer prisoner to my fears. I did what I wanted without validation from my peers. The damage was getting old. It was time for new beginnings to unfold. The whisper, she whispered, "Your world is about to change." I didn't know what she meant, but I started to feel the growing pains. Everything in my life got flipped, turned upside down, going left instead of right. I soon had to depend on walking by faith and not by sight. And all I had was the guidance of the quiet whisper. So I began to tune out the world so I could hear her, the inner me speaking from my heart, and it wasn't easy. It was hard. The tug of war between the mind and the heart, trying to think it through with my thoughts. But the mind is conformed since the day you are born to abide by society and its rules, but the heart somehow already knows what it wants to do. So tug and pull, there was a lot of confusion until I turned my thoughts down, listening to the whispering, until the faint words I heard like a loud cry. The whisper, she whispered, "Listen to me and I will steer you no wrong. Lead me to where I need to go." The inner me speaking from my heart. The day I listened to the whisper changed my life. All the damage I left behind, to now I feel free inside. No longer prisoner to my fears, breaking chains set by society and my peers. The whisper, she whispered, "You are free, my dear." So now when the noise from the outside becomes too much, I close my eyes and listen to my heart. For the whispering whisper that's so faint and quiet, the whisper, when she whispers, everything else becomes silent.